So we've spent a lot of time talking about challenges that we may face in our communities. If some of these changes from the administration occur, now let's talk about solutions. How will we as women fill in the gaps? And so I want to talk about that a little bit. This has just been such an exciting, we're all over the place. This is so awesome. So Sharice Richards, I want to go to you. Organizations that collect evidence for rape kits and offer crisis counseling to victims of domestic and sexual violence are bracing for possible deep funding cuts under President Obama's budget.
Not Obama.
That's right. Oh, I love it. She says, not Obama. That's on the spirit, right? Under Trump's budget. Okay, fantastic. So tell me, as a woman leading the charge for the 21st century woman, when she comes with that type of crisis or situation, what's your response to that woman, knowing that President Trump is looking to really cut into that budget?
Yeah, you know, I believe that we as women have so much possibility. We have so many gifts and talents, and a lot of times we kind of conform to the way things are, the way things have been, and that's the way we live our lives. And I'm all about meeting women where they are, and then supporting them to bring out their gifts so they can be a voice for themselves and for their communities and for their families. Because we have a responsibility to stand up and be the best that we can be so that we can be the change that we wish to see in the world. Right? And so I think it starts with us. I mean, there's a lot of things that's happening in the world under Trump and budget cuts and all of that, and we have a responsibility. So it's one thing to talk about it, but then we have to be about it, right? Yeah. And so we may not be able to do everything, but if we find that one thing that we're passionate about and just work at it really, really hard, then coming together and uniting with other women, then we can make a change.
That kind of follows up with Monica. Go on, Monica. Yeah.
Coming together, us here, and sitting down, finding out what each other's organizations are doing, and collaborating. I had the opportunity, a privilege, and a pleasure to go to a luncheon a few weeks ago that Bernice King was at. And one of the things that she says, every day 15 new nonprofit organizations pop up. Well, instead of popping up, why don't you go to another nonprofit organization that is already established and help them, grow with them. So in my mind, I already have the pleasure. Jennifer Jones is on my on the Maryland 2017 Maryland Women's Conference Advisory Board. And she is a wealth of knowledge, and she tells me, this is what you need to do. This is who you need to connect with. I need you to be here. I need you to be there. So already, I know I'm going to connect with these ladies so that we can come together, sit down, because there may be something that Sisters for Sisters Network is already working on that we could partner with so that we could reach a wider audience. My motto is that when we team together, we are better together.
Oh, absolutely.
I always say that you can do what I can't do, I can do what you can't do, but
so
when we come together, there's so much more that we can do.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think we have to also get back to this whole question about the budget. This budget is in the hands of our elected representatives, whether they're Democrats or Republicans. So women need, if they don't know, they need to find out who are their elected congressional representatives, and they need to work that phone. They need to write letters. They need to make visits, because if we're talking about domestic violence programs losing money, that's where, if that's the passion, that's where they need to make sure their representatives know we want it at a certain level, and we want to hold them accountable, because that's where it will really make a difference. When they will come back into session and have 4 days to pass a continuing resolution. So, you know, I am looking for this, what President Trump has proposed to be just that, a blueprint, because I think when the representatives take a critical look at it and they get our calls and all of that, it's not going to look like anything near what he is asking for. Those 20% and 30% cuts of EPA and all these other agencies, I don't believe that's going to happen.
And I don't believe it's going to happen either.
No.
And it's an election year coming up, ladies. We have organizations. Let's just not pick up the phone, but let's come together, go down there, sit in front of their doors with a plan. So we're not going to just call tonight and say, everybody, let's meet tomorrow. Let's meet tomorrow at their door. Let's meet tomorrow, put together our plan so that when we get down to Annapolis, we have some solid stuff to talk about.
Come on,
This is
Crystal.
going to
Come
be
on,
Capitol
Crystal.
Hill. This is going to be Capitol Hill. Because these are the federal officials.
Right. But starting in our own districts
Come on,
with
Crystal, you
our
gotta go for
own
But
legislators.
the good news about being from Prince George's County is you can be sure that our representatives are on our side.
That's right.
I think that what's important is if we export ourselves to areas that might be purple or red
Oh, that's
and we're
good.
there.
That's good.
Yeah, I went with a couple of girlfriends to Charlotte, North Carolina for the last few days of the presidential campaign. And we worked really hard for Hillary. We did.
I
We
know,
really
I
did.
know.
But it was scary being down there and hearing what people were saying.
We're
It
saying
was not like it
they're
is
cutting
here.
us off. I know. We're going to talk about this probably after we're off the air. But anyway, we'll be back in a moment with a few questions from this lovely panel. All right?